I'm going to take you through the process of installing and configuring RouteMaster new high availability module. It's in RouteMaster 3.0. So the first thing I'm going to do is just run up the RouteMaster installer to install that new version. I've already got an existing RouteMaster system installed on here, so this will just be updating everything to the new version of the software. Important things here, I'm installing this as a Windows service, which has the advantage it's going to be running automatically when this machine restarts, and that's essential for high availability configuration. The next thing to note, the TCP port that's used to access the service API has to be the same on both, so you might want to make a note of that there. We'll just stick with the default for now. Okay, so we've run up the service. Next thing we do is just connect to that RouteMaster VR service. So this is running the front-end application, but connecting in to the remote to the service. The router isn't running at the moment, but let's just first thing we need to do is check that the web server is configured, because high availability configuration is done using RouteMaster's web server. It's configured. We've got a note of the port there. We don't need to change any of that. We can literally just now open up the web interface. And here we are in Chrome. We've got new options here in the web interface that allow me to do configuration of the clients that are connected into the RouteMaster system, the router itself. Not all the options are available here, but most of them. And there's a new option here for high availability. Before we do anything else, let's just start RouteMaster running, which we can do from the status page in here. We'll see that's now running in the main UI, so that's all good, and it's showing me here at this point that these client protocols are enabled. To enable high availability, we need to do a couple of things. First off, turn this on so we can then enter data into the boxes. Enter the IP address of the main machine, which is going to be this one. So I'm just going to put this in 195. And the backup machine, which obviously I need to know what its IP address is going to be, 221. And then I'm going to pick a floating IP address, which is outside the range of the DHCP addresses on the system, so it's not going to get accidentally reused by anything else. And this will be the address that we use to connect in from clients like web panels and things. So that means that when we fail over from one machine to the from main to backup or vice versa, clients connecting into that will automatically connect into the right one. We've saved that. Let's go back to the status tab now. We get this new tab here, a bit of information here. This RouteMaster is the main system, which it is because the address matches the address I entered for main. The backup system is offline, and this system currently has the floating IP address. The next thing we're going to do is repeat that whole process of installing the software onto the backup machine. So I've just run the installer for RouteMaster on the backup machine, and it basically the same thing. Set it as a service, make sure the service port matches, and then I'm just going to open up the web interface for that machine on here. Well, actually, having done that, I can go straight into the status here we're still on main, and let's just refresh this page. Now I've set it to main, and we'll see it's now showing me that we are the main system. It's now showing me that the backup system is no longer offline, but it's online and stopped. This means that the main machine is trying to ping the backup machine and has detected it is actually there. I can click here and it'll take me to the web UI for the backup machine. And what we need to do now is just duplicate everything we entered in the high availability configuration on the backup, on the main, into the backup. So those IP addresses are the same as we have on the main. Let's just refresh that and go to the status. And we'll now see that the status for the two systems is basically identical. The backup knows that the main is online and running, and the main knows it's running and the backup is stopped. So that's all good. We're now all the configuration is basically done. Having done that, the one thing we're seeing here is that the settings have been synchronized from the main machine to the backup. So we didn't need to do any other configuration on the backup. Everything is just flown over from the main system. That's it. That's the basic configuration done. Next video, I'll talk a bit about how this works operationally.